Imagine a blood-curdling scream that wakes you from a deep sleep, only to realize you're being called into your worst nightmare. That's how I remember the start to my morning on March 30th, 1985.
Welcome to the Women Talk podcast, where ordinary women share their extraordinary stories. We would love for you to share your story on our podcast. Go to www.womentalk.ca and apply to share your story. And now let's welcome your host, founder, and CEO of Women Talk, Brigitte Lessard-Deyell.
Welcome back to the Women Talk podcast, where ordinary women share their extraordinary stories. Today, my guest is Janice Liski-Skinner. Janice has been a registered nurse for over 3 decades and is now a certified proactive health coach. Her deep passion for helping people live a healthy life was cemented at the age of 22 when she suddenly lost her father to a heart attack. Her story matters.
Imagine a blood-curdling scream that wakes you from a deep sleep, only to realize you're being called into your worst nightmare. That's how I remember the start to my morning on March 30th, 1985. Jumping out of bed to find my mom screaming my name and my dad lifeless in bed was a call to action that I wasn't prepared for. I was in nursing school. Although I hadn't learned CPR yet, I still attempted it on my dad. My dad was only 53 years young. Never did we think my dad was sick, let alone going to die. He was a hard worker, a family man. He did smoke. He was a social drinker, and he was that meat and potatoes guy. Exercise to him was just going to work and a bowling league with my mom. See, my dad wasn't proactive in his health. I don't believe that was a word in the 80s. My dad not taking care of himself cost my family so much. It widowed my mom at 49 with 5 of us kids. All those celebrations of life that you expect your dad to be at, mine was missing. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, births of grandchildren, he wasn't there. Little did I know that this moment, this terrifying, heartbreaking moment in my life would lead me to a passion and a purpose that I believe I must share with everyone that will listen. I asked, like many people would, why did my dad have to die so young? I was devastated. Now, I 100% believe I would not be on this path if he didn't pass away at such a young age. Fast forward through my 3 decades of nursing, I have found my voice to educate people in becoming proactive in their health, not reactive. The biggest lie we tell ourselves is, I don't have any symptoms, I'm healthy. This is so misleading, so wrong. It takes 6 to 8 years for a tumor to grow in a woman's breast before it's palpable by herself or a physician. The first sign of a heart attack is death. Those that don't die, it wasn't their time. Stress. Stress causes more acidity in the body than food. Disease or dis-ease grows in an acidic environment, not an alkaline environment. Our body is always working to keep us at the perfect pH so we can stay alive. Hippocrates had it right. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Our bodies are incredible machines that, given the proper nutrition and the perfect environment, it can heal itself. Think about this. We break our arm, clean break. We put in a perfect environment of a cast, not because it needs it to heal. It's just protecting it so we don't bang it. We don't have to worry or fret about whether our bone will heal. It just does. Why don't we have faith about all our other organs and tissues and ligaments in our bodies, that they can do the same? If we give them the proper nutrition and environment, it can heal itself. Our bodies are brilliant. We actually give more credit to a computer. for its intelligence. If we think of our bodies like the vehicles we drive, this may make us think differently. We don't put acidic oil in a motor, as it would cause a motor to corrode. It wouldn't last as long as we expected. Yet we put the acidic food like coffee, pizza, alcohol, sugar, or steak into our bodies, and we expect it to perform at its optimum level. The tires. We don't drive with one tire low flat, yet we sometimes go out and about with the flattest of attitudes. Our mindset is so important. If we think it's going to be a great day, it's a great day. Or maybe you've had a crappy start to a day and you say, oh, great, what next? Don't ask, because the universe will show you what's next. What about fuel? It's like our food for our car. We fill up our car and know it's got what it needs to take us where we want to go. We don't overfill it with more fuel and oil thinking it will go further, nor do we fill it up again shortly after we left, just in case. Maybe it needs a top up. But we definitely do that with food. Our daily choices can be changed into healthy habits to create a healthier you for lifestyle rewards. It takes 66 days to form a habit. Creating new habits to replace the ones that no longer serve us allow us to create the life and health we want. See, health is the crown on our heads that only the ill can see and appreciate. No one is going to make me or you take those healthier choices for ourselves. That's on us. Showing ourselves some love by making choices towards healthier habits will give us lifestyle rewards.
In 1996, futurist Rolf Jensen predicted that the highest paid person in this century would be the storyteller, regardless of occupation. Well, he was right. One of the best ways to grow your business is by sharing your story. And the best and safest place to share your story is at Women Talk. Become a Women Talk member today and change not only your life, but the lives of the women around you. Go to www.womentalk.ca/membership for more information. A very powerful story. My dad died of a heart attack as well. We lost him that way. And, I find that so shocking. Like, were you able to ever get over that shock? Like, it seems to take a really, really long time.
It was devastating because, of course, I was in nursing school. And not knowing CPR, right? That was a guilt I lived with for a long time.
Yeah.
But knowing he had a massive coronary that, CPR and probably like your dad would not have saved him, brought me a bit of comfort, right? But it's still devastating.
For sure. But my question is more, when you lose somebody so suddenly, it's not like, I find when somebody dies, of a slow, like from a disease like cancer, you seem to, have time to say all these things. And when somebody dies, it's like 1 minute they're there, the next they're gone. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, you didn't get to say goodbye with someone who has a condition or disease or cancer but same with Alzheimer's. There's so many different conditions that are out there that we don't get that moment where we want to say what we want to say to that loved one, right? And, it's those lost opportunities that are heartbreaking, like not having my dad walk me down the aisle at my wedding was devastating. It's something that, if not for my faith that brought me through this, I can't imagine. But there's times, like it's been 34 years, there's not a day that I don't miss him and wish that he was here just that one time to talk to him, right? Or to say goodbye. But then you wouldn't want to say goodbye, right? You'd want to keep him around.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it gave you an incredible passion. So you continued school, you became a nurse. And how has the death of your dad changed your career as a nurse?
The only two areas that I ever worked in specifically was labor and delivery. So life, right? And
Yeah.
then the second area was emergency death. And I went and nursed in Haiti too. Not everyone dies when they come to emergency, but those are two like extremes, right? Giving birth and then seeing people at their most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So it gave me a compassion for life and a zest for life. It's just like, if, we're the creators of our own life. And when I went and nursed in Haiti a year after the earthquake, and that made me realize like how important our health really is. And it's really my passion to share with people. It's just like being proactive and not reactive, because it costs more money and time to be reactive than it does in the first place to be proactive in our health. More people spend time and money trying to keep themselves alive in the last 2 weeks of their life than they would have in their whole life trying to keep themselves healthy. That's what I really want to encourage people.
Why do you think people are not taking more responsibilities for their health and nutrition?
Well, more people are turning towards like naturopaths or holistic. I mean, it's so different than it was in the 80s, 100%.
Yeah.
So people are taking more responsibility, more accountability for their own health. And that's a big thing, is that accountability is like, I can't expect traditional healthcare to fix me. When you go in there, here's a pill, here's this, right? And when the doctors go for schooling, their part of nutrition is really small, that part of learning, right? So, and as I said, if we're given the proper nutrition and environment, our bodies are amazing. They can heal themselves.
I so agree with you. And why do you think we're so disconnected with food? I have to think, when we used to grow our own food, maybe we had more an appreciation for it. Like, it's strange.
Yeah, well, a lot of things has gone to modified, right? You have to look at what you eat. You have to be a little bit more, again, proactive. You have to make those choices to creating healthier habits. And here's one thing that's a huge addiction is sugar. Sugar is huge. I mean, we just finished Halloween, right? But it just, sugar is a toxic ingredient in our bodies that we have a hard time letting go of.
And it makes me so mad how they sneak it into everything.
Oh, 100%. And when they say things are, gluten-free, well, they have to put something in it to make it taste better. So then they add a bit of sugar. Or things that are like low fat. Well, they add, it doesn't taste as good, so they add a bit of sugar. But sugar is so, the toxic effects on our bodies with sugar is incredible. Like, it raises the risk of type 2 diabetes. It increases fat storage. It causes wrinkles. Who knew, right? And it's linked to depression and heart disease. And sugar causes us to overeat even more. And it really zaps us of our energy.
It really does. And so I used to own a women's gym for a while, and we had to do nutrition class. And I was so shocked to find out that you buy the low-fat salad dressing. Yeah. And they replace the good fat often, with sugar.
Exactly. Fat does not make us fat. Sugar makes us fat.
How did we end up there? Because I think, like, they used to say we would consume 30 pounds a year or whatever it was, and now we're up to 155 or some crazy number like that. How and why did that happen?
Well, in my opinion, we're looking for that quick fix. 98% of people who are on a diet actually gain their weight back and more. We're really good at depriving ourselves or going for that low fat, thinking it's healthier when it really isn't a healthier choice. So we have to take responsibility for our own health and be accountable. And, and now that we have the World Wide Web, right, the internet, you can research pretty much everything. In the 80s, we didn't have those choices, right? So now there's really no excuse about educating ourselves and being more responsible for ourselves and our health. And then it doesn't put that strain on the healthcare system, where the healthcare system really should be called the sick care industry, not the healthcare industry.
Totally.
Right.
And it's so sad to see that, junk food is cheaper, and the government doesn't seem to be seeing or willing to do anything about it.
Well, you see a lot of these fast food places are starting to bring in apples and yogurt and all this
Yes, that
healthy.
is true.
Yeah,
Sure.
they're doing a little bit of change, but you know what? If we we tend to think that going out is, a better choice. Let's go out and eat. And if we start staying at home and eating as a family and getting back that unit of family together around the table, that's a big thing for me. And then you're eating the foods that are healthy choices for you. So, food can go a long way. We just, in our preparation, we just think that it's cheaper to go out and eat because, going to those fast food places, like I have 3 sons and, the Happy Meal doesn't cut it. It's still, good $50 or more, right? It's not cheap. You're right.
No, it's not. So tell me about you. Like, what do you do now? What has your journey been?
Well, now I love that I retired from nursing and emergency. So I still have my license. I'm very much into integrated medicine, and I'm about educating people and coaching people into making those daily choices that they have into healthier habits so they have a lifestyle rewards. I want to speak as much as possible. I want to get the word out there that you can change your health. And I got to speak in Irvine, California. And one of my clients there, his first 90 days in my program, he actually lost 25 pounds. His 5th month with me, he's down 35 pounds. But what's more exciting for me is the growth in his mindset. He's so more positive. Like if we think it's going to be a great day, it's going to be a great day. If we think we're going to be healthy and vibrant, we're going to be that way. If we think my back hurts, that hurts, that's what our focus is on. So if we really start with the mindset, and that's where I start, is helping people understand what they think about really does come about. And then I replace their limiting beliefs of food and that what they were taught as a child, and so many food thoughts that they think, we better not eat that, doesn't make you fat, and just changing the way they think so they can become healthier and manage their weight. So if people want more energy, if they want quality sleep, if they want to, not have so many snap, crackle, pops when they wake up out of bed, right? Then I can help them with that. So I help them with their accountability. And that for me, you've seen me, I believe I look fairly healthy, but just 2 weeks ago, I just learned again, I think I'm healthy. I don't have any symptoms. My insulin's high, my triglycerides are high, and my cholesterol is high. That was shocking to me. Mm-hmm. So I want accountability. If you see a cookie in my hand, Brigitte, take it out.
Maybe I'll take it out and eat it and save you. I mean, but it's a balance, right? Because
absolutely,
we love food. Like food makes us feel good, but I think it's like changing our way of thinking. It's like, is this going to make me fat? And instead of thinking is it going to make me healthy?
Well, we gather around, like, as a community, around with friends and family, around the table, around food. And I really want to encourage people. So start gathering around an activity, like go for a paint night, go for a walk, go for a hike. There's other ways. We just have to change the way we think. Like you just said, we just have to think differently. So when we get together with girlfriends, let's go golfing, let's go skiing, do something else. It doesn't have to be around the table on food, because a lot of times we just ate, but we'll nibble because it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And sometimes eating is just a habit, really.
It's just a habit. Exactly. A habit that, that took a lifetime to develop, but you can break it in 66 days. We can change it. If we drank more water, we'd feel full. Then we wouldn't go towards a food, right? Or if we just ate before, if you've ever been told, make sure you eat before you go to the grocery store, right? Because then you don't buy as much, you don't put as much in your shopping cart.
You know what has done wonders for my family? Mm-hmm. Is that we shop online now.
Oh.
Because you make the list of, you go on the app and you say, okay, we need this, we need this, we need this. And then you stop by, pick it up, take it home. It has actually, our grocery bill has gone down. The waste has gone down because you're not buying all this extra that they tempt you with.
That's a great option. I've never even suggested that to someone. I have suggested to them when they go to the grocery store just to go around the perimeter, right? Because that's where the healthy stuff is. Anything that's boxed. Like I was listening to someone and says, like, you don't see boxed cereal growing in the ground, right? So, right? So that's not nature. So we have to think about what we eat, and going up and down. That's processed food should be not in our diet at all.
What's your thoughts with children? Because I have 2 young kids, a 10 and a 13-year-old. And it's a battle. And my 13-year-old is pretty good. My young one, well, we call him a food racist. He will only eat white rice, white pasta, sugar. Every day is a battle.
Well, with kids, they'll pretty much eat what we put out, right? I have a client too, and she buys candies for her grandchildren. So it's like, why are we teaching them that, right? Mm-hmm. So when I would put out like a plate full of chopped up vegetables, I have 3 sons, and they would hoover those down. They would eat the vegetables because they're there, right? So it's just, they learn by what we do, not what we say. So it really starts with us. If we want to change the way our children eat, we need to change it from ourselves first and foremost. It starts with us.
So tell me about your programs.
So my programs is, first I offer everyone a complimentary 1-hour call just to see if I'm a fit for them and they're a fit for me, and also to see what challenges they might have and what they're wanting to change. If they waved a magic wand, would they want more energy? Would they want less discomfort? Would they want better sleep? And what their nutrition looks like. And then we just have an in-depth conversation that first hour, and that's totally complimentary. And then they can see if I'm a fit for them. And then I take them through a 90-day program where they're stuck with me on Zoom calls once a week. They get me 24 hours of email as well as text. I'm really good with that. I actually have my own app, so I give them a nutrition plan with what their week looks like, recipes. They log in on how they're feeling, what their mindset's like, if they're achy, if they're lethargic, everything. They log in, and I see it in my back office. So it gives them that accountability, and it also connects to their Fitbit or their Apple Watch. And then again, I can see what activity they're doing, and they have a meditation portion if they do that. So it's a 90-day program, and then I just give them all the tools that they need for ultimate success.
If you had one piece of advice to give to everyone, what would it be? If I was to do only one thing today to really help me with my health, what would you do? What would you suggest?
Wow, that's a tough one because I have lots, but you have to, I have lots, but honestly, if you've got to be in the mindset that you want to make a change, you can say, if you're not there, your mindset's not there, you could do my program and still fail. Because if you're not ready to make that change in your mind, you're not going to make that change. I will 100% believe that. If you think, my quote that I love is, whether you think you can, you can. Whether you think you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right.
Yeah.
I love that quote. That one's by Henry Ford. And I stick to that one. And you know what? When someone decides on that, is just telling people, it's just like, this is what I'm doing. When you start putting out there and asking people for accountability, that makes a huge thing, because you know what? I can let myself down really easy. But if I tell you and a bunch of other people, like I just said about the cookie, I'm going to be more accountable to you than sometimes myself.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, tell people so they make you accountable. Love that. So if people want to find out more about you, where do they go?
I have a website. It's my business name is Being Balanced, BEING, balanced with the D. And so www.beingbalance.ca. And my number they can reach me at, they can text or call me at 403-999-5775. And I'd be more than willing to give them that 1-hour complimentary session that can help them change their choices into healthy habits for amazing lifestyle rewards.
Thank you. Thank you for all this great information. And if I see you with a cookie, I'm going to take it away from you. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your time.
You have a burning desire to share your story with our audience? Apply to be on our podcast. To apply and find a full list of our podcasts, go to www.womentalk.ca.